everyone. Welcome to a brand new episode of Not Aspirational with Hannah Aaron Brown, and I'm your host, Hannah Aaron Brown. This doesn't bode well for any of us, fam, okay? Because I'm already in a mood because I went to record on this recording platform, floppy air quote, Riverside. I did like 6 test recordings. I said, why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? No. My microphone was off, okay? And you might be thinking, Hannah, that's a you problem. It is, okay? I never said I was smart. Then I turned it on, and then it wasn't working again. And now it's finally working, but oh my God. Okay. It is Tuesday at 4 o'clock when I'm recording this. We are coming off the heels of a holiday weekend. I love this show so much. I love you all so fucking much. But my focus is 0. And I feel like for the last 5 weeks, I've been like, it's just summer, you guys, and I'm going to be a silly goose. So if you think I didn't kick the can on this episode until the last possible minute, you got another thing coming, because that's exactly what I did. And that just might be why I'm a little bit impatient right now when it comes to tech issues, because I have to get this shit done tonight. You expect me to serve cunt tonight? I have to serve cunt tonight. I'm also feeling uglier than I have in a while. You know, there's nothing like treating your body like a trash can for days and days in a row to make you feel ugly. And I feel like really the second you turn 30, and I've said this before and I'm sure I'll say it again, after you turn 30, you really notice, you see the choices you've made on your face the next day. You see oh, I haven't had enough water lately, or I've been, laying my gua sha to rest, and maybe I should wake her up from the 2-week nap I've given her just to sculpt the face a little bit. Anyways, also, I have not gotten my hair colored since December. I find that it's very important at the beginning of, I like to do a Christmas and a summer glow up, which is you get your hair done, you get your Botox done. Those are the biggest things. You get a cut and color and you get Botox done. I had not gotten Botox since, wait for it, before my wedding in September. I was supposed to go in January, but LA was engulfed in flames. So I called my Botox office and I was like, I'm so sorry. I feel so douchey and stupid even telling you that I'm canceling, but I'm canceling. I couldn't justify getting Botox under those circumstances. Can you imagine driving into the fires to get Botox? That's crazy. So anyways, way to bring down the mood, Hannah. I had not been in a while, so I went today. And if you're watching on YouTube, I don't think you can see, but there's tiny little blood marks all over my face. There's one right there. I was stuck the fuck up with Botox, and I'm so excited. Shout out to Dr. Melissa Brown at Honest Dermatology. I love her. She also told me that she could do a really pretty lip filler job on me. She does very natural, beautiful work. She's the kind of doctor you want, because she'll turn you down for something. She'll be like, you don't need that. I'm not giving you that, which I love. I think it's wildly chic. And so now I'm just maybe just a little bump of filler. And Jake, if you're listening to this, I know that you're already spiraling as you hear me say that. It's fine. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it right now anyway. And I probably won't tell you if I do. So yeah, got Botox. Getting my hair done next week. Also, I am crashing out because my college reunion is in a month. I'm when you haven't seen people in a while, you're I don't want them to see me and be like, God, she let herself go. That is an ugly woman. So, the toxic thoughts do creep on in. They scurry on in when you're in those sorts of situations. So I am crashing out a little bit, just kind of in general, if you can't tell. Also, I was talking to one of my friends about this, that summer, while I'm having a great time, summer is ripe for toxic thoughts to scurry on in, okay, unannounced. I just think it's kind of ass backwards that it's the season where everyone expects you to be your hottest, but it's also I would say more social than the holidays, in that the holidays is 1 month. The summer is a few. And the summer in general, it's just every day's a party. It's nice out. You want to go sit on a patio and drink a beer, a glass of wine, get some garlic knots, get some buffalo cauliflower, go to Jax's Studio City, watch The Valley, go to a friend's barbecue, do this, no. I'm not as regimented in the summer. And hotness, unfortunately, often comes with the territory of being a little more structured, but I refuse to not be a good hang this summer because of vanity. But that's hard to balance, you know what I mean? So all this to say, like, I just think it's ass backwards that the expectation is that everyone's going to be hotter in the summer when the circumstances make it very hard to be hotter in the summer. Like, I'm like, what? Huh? You want me to be a good hang, but also be hot? For me personally, me, Hannah Aaron Brown, I can't do those two things at the same time, which is why I always say I am the hottest in the fall and I'm the hottest in the spring. Why? Because those times of year are a little more insular. They're a little more low key. They're a little less social. They're more like spring cleaning, back to school, get your shit together, Carol times of year. Holidays and summertime, the two times of year where you feel like you need to be the hottest, are when it's the hardest to be the hottest. So I think if we all just accept that as a community and just really internalize that, like, that is a silly expectation and the internet is not real, then we'll all be more equipped to enjoy our summers. And with that being said, I was talking to my friend about this as well. I want to be known as a good hang. And me personally, me, Hannah Aaron Brown personally, I cannot be a good hang and have abs at the same time. Everyone's different. Everyone has different genetics. I cannot be a good hang and have abs at the same time. And I refuse to be the friend that goes out and isn't fun, isn't a good hang because I'm like, I just can't, and the sugar and the fried food, and that's just not my journey. If it's yours, amazing. Good for you. I hope you're okay, but good for you. Not my journey. So yeah, that being said, I am feeling ugly and I have a hard time having fun when I feel ugly, but we're going to figure it out this summer. And in the immortal words of someone on the internet, if you can't tone it, tan it. Okay? Okay. What else is on my list today? This is a question, speaking of being social this summer, this is a question that I think is a great icebreaker at a party. I actually used it over the weekend at my friend's barbecue. And I just wanted to give this to you. I want to offer this up. The next time you're feeling socially awkward at a party and you're like, what do I talk about? What do I do? What do I do? This will disarm the people you're with, make for a fun conversation. You'll learn a lot about each other and you'll look really cool at this party, in my humble opinion. Here's the question. You're a celebrity with an unlimited budget and a giant basement that you can do anything with. What do you do with it? And in case you were wondering, yes, this is inspired by Barbra Streisand and her basement mall. I recently found this out, that Barbra Streisand built a mall in her basement. So it's basically like if she wants to like put on like a fur coat that she has or like anything archival, it's all in this basement mall with like cobblestone streets, like in the Museum of Science and Industry. You know, that area I'm talking about? If you've been in the Museum of Science and Industry, there's that like little area with like an ice cream shop. That's what Barbra Streisand's basement looks like. There's like street lamps inside. So you ask people, you have an unlimited budget, you're a celebrity, you have a giant basement, what do you do with it? I asked my friends this, we got some very good answers. My answer, thank you so much for asking, I knew you were curious. My number one answer that I know Jake co-signs, and we don't have to have the same answer, me and Jake, but we both agree on this one, is having a like good Midwestern dive bar in our basement, like neon signs on the wall, pool table, old jukebox and or touch tunes, maybe both, some like cozy booths, low ceilings, dark, cozy, maybe wood paneled walls, right? Maybe carpet that smells like stale beer. You know, if we really want it to feel like we're in Wisconsin, I think that would be so cool. And every time I watch an Architectural Digest video and they're like, hey, Dee, welcome to my home. Like, I think a lot of celebrities would be like, and here's my secret speakeasy, or like, here's my, no. I don't need a secret speakeasy. I need a secret dive bar. That would be so sick, right? Can you imagine like having friends over or like, oh my God, like what if you're, I don't know, you're like, there's a snowstorm or something. I mean, I know I live in Southern California, but what if there's a snowstorm and you're like, guess we're all stuck in my house. Who wants to get a drink? And you just descend to the basement. You put on some Billy Joel, Bruce Springsteen. You pour yourself a revolution anti-hero and you have yourself a grand old time. I think that would be so sick. Other thing I would do with my basement, again, I don't know how big this basement is, so maybe there is space for this or maybe this is a different concept entirely. I would have an old school Blockbuster in my basement. How sick would it be to be like, okay, like let's go rent a movie and you like have friends over and you go down and you pick out a movie, you look at the back of the boxes and it would have that like movie store smell. You know what I'm talking about? That like plasticky smell. Then you could like get a snack. I just think it'd be really cool to have a Blockbuster. And like something about a Blockbuster in a basement sounds a little spooky, like a little bit like a liminal space, but I love like spooky liminal space content. Can't remember if I've brought that up on this show before, but in case you're like, what, Hannah, what is that? Just go on TikTok and search liminal spaces. Some people really don't like them. And what's weird about them, there are a lot of videos on TikTok that are like AI generated liminal spaces. And something about the nature of a liminal space is both nostalgic and like unsettling at the same time. So it's like comforting, but like spooky, if that makes sense. So I feel like a Blockbuster in my basement would be a liminal space and it would be spooky, but it would be cool. If you use that question at a party, by the way, let me know. And also, if you want to answer the question, you can comment on Spotify or just DM me because I really want to know. I want to know what you do with your basement. Tell me what you do with your basement. You can also comment on YouTube. Okay. Next order of business. Speaking of blockbusters, the Jurassic Park trailer, a new trailer dropped, and Jonathan Bailey is in this movie with slutty little glasses. So you would think, oh my God, I'm slip sliding off my movie theater chair just thinking about it. Wrong. Something about Jonathan Bailey doing an American accent in this movie, like changed his entire voice. Like in Bridgerton, he's like down here and he's like, Miss Shalma, blah, 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 like so debonair. But in Jurassic Park, he's like, you guys, this is a really hard dinosaur to find. He's really scary. We got to track him down. And I was like, who's that? Who's that? And the immortal words, baby, what was that? What was that? And I don't know if he doesn't even know that he's doing it, but also Jonathan Bailey famously played Jamie on Broadway, or maybe off Broadway, in the last 5 years, which thank God I didn't see it because it would decimate me. And so I'm curious, did Jonathan Bailey have that same issue, for lack of a better term? Because to me, it is an issue. You know, like he has such a sexy, natural voice. So why with an American accent is it so like nasal and like kind of geeky? And it's not a character choice, or I don't think it is, because my friend who watched Fellow Travelers was like, well, that's how he talked in that show too. And I'm like, okay, so now you've done this with 2 American characters. It's starting to feel like this is just a thing you do. And Jonathan Bailey's like one of the most talented people I've seen in my lifetime. So I'm just like, does he know he's doing it? Is he surrounded by yes people and no one's like, why are you doing that nasally thing with your voice? Like, how come? And when he was Jamie on Broadway in the last 5 years, like I've seen videos of him singing and he wasn't nasally when he was singing. So I'm like, is it only when he's speaking? This is my new Roman Empire. These are the things that keep me up at night, but I'm a little bit bummed. It's rude that it was false advertising that I thought I was going to be able to see Jurassic Park, see Jonathan Bailey with some slutty little glasses, talking about dinosaurs, and then getting all sweaty and tan as he runs away from them. That's all I wanted to see. What I also don't understand is like, why does he have to be American? Why can't, like, Dr. Alan Grant was British from the first one. What I think. I know that the guy who invented Jurassic Park in the little white outfit in the first movie, Dr. Whatever, who's like, waste bad, no expense. He was British. Why can't it just be like, Dr. Hottie with his slutty little glasses from overseas is here to help on this very important mission? Why did he have to be American? Let Jonathan Bailey be British. Please. Okay. Things that embarrass me. This is one of my more unhinged episodes, and for that, I'm sorry. Things that embarrass me: when food falls out of my mouth while I'm eating, or if I'm crying while I'm eating. That was just something not aspirational that I had to share. And you're probably thinking, Hannah, how does food fall out of your mouth while you're eating if you chew with your mouth closed like an adult with basic manners? That's a good question. I don't know. And I don't really remember what I was doing when I made that note in my phone, like, oh, I got to talk about this on the pod. But I will say something about food falling out of your mouth or food falling off the fork before it gets to your mouth is like, it's like so humiliating. And then crying and eating at the same time, I cannot do it. It makes me feel like Mel Gibson in Signs. I'm sure I've said this before, when like they think they're all about to die. So he's like, what does everyone want for dinner? I want spaghetti and a cheeseburger. And then he's like crying into his pasta. That's how I feel. So here's to a summer of not crying into food. You know, Kelly Catrone's like, if you have to cry, go outside. I'm like, if you have to cry, push your food to the side and just like wait until the tears are done and then you can resume enjoying. Okay. Speaking of summer, my segues are like as subtle and as smooth as a freight train about to crash. Okay. But bear with me. Okay. So I declared this summer, I was trying to like boil down the essence of the summer that I'm looking for, but I think I figured it out. You know, a couple weeks ago, I mentioned that at that music festival, I won some Bath and Body Works body mist and a claw machine. That's what got my brain going on this. This is the summer of honoring our inner children. So that means spraying ourselves with Bath and Body Works body mist or some unserious scent of our choosing, having fun nails, sparkly lip gloss, sparkles on everything, sparkles on our body, juicy couture graphic tees, bubble hems, ice cream with your friends, listening to Janet Jackson in the car. My friend Claire was like, oh my gosh, I just want to listen to Janet Jackson in the car with my girlfriends and eat ice cream. I was like, that sounds amazing. Being tacky, I think, is very in for summer. Jelly sandals, hanging out at the pool time until you're tired, and like eating Famous Amos cookies by the pool with wrinkly fingers like you did as a kid during Adult Swim. Opening the windows when it's about to rain so you can smell it. All these things are things that I personally find as I've gotten older, I like forget to do in the summer. And I think this summer I'm having such a hard time like focusing and getting shit done because I'm just like happy right now overall. Like, yes, I crashed out before I started recording, but like overall, like I'm happy with my life and I just want to like enjoy it. And I feel like I say that every week, but it really is like cool to be in this place. And I also know that like what goes up must come down. So shit will get hard eventually. So I'm really trying to enjoy this. But that being said, it's like mentally, it makes sense for us to associate summer with like good times and good vibes and like adventures and fun and bright colors and just being fun little millennial bebés. And so I'm like, who said that we had to stop that just because we're adults? Like, I want to go for bike rides. I want to get an ice cream cone. I want to go to a state fair. Like, I want to do all these things. And like, back to what I was saying at the beginning of the episode, like, I think something I'm kind of struggling to balance right now, but that I've been thinking about a lot lately is I'm someone who does well with structure and routine, but also in the spirit of summer and just like rest and rejuvenation and play and adventure and honoring that inner child. The routine's kind of like, it's kind of floppy right now. It's very fluid. And like, there is that toxic voice in my head that's like, you need to get everything done. If you deviate from the routine, everything's going to go to shit. And I'm trying to argue that voice with like, but like, remember when you were a kid and you would like sleep in on a Saturday and hear your mom tinkering around in the kitchen and then like get some cereal and put on a show? Like, do that. Like, that is filling a cup, a different kind of cup. And I just think like we live in this like fucked up capitalistic society, which again, I think I bring up all the time, but I'm passionate about it, where like we are taught that if we're not being productive every second of every day or like doing something that, yeah, that like works towards some other sort of goal, that we're just these like lazy pieces of shit. And I really want to like rage against that this summer. And like I have a note going with one of my friends about just like things that we think sound fun that we want to do this summer. And the list is less of a like bucket list, like we have to do all these things before school starts again, like, and more just like, it's so easy for summer to sort of come and go and feel like, what did I even do at that time? And I think having all, like housing all your ideas in a note can be a great way to just like make the most of your summer and honor that inner child so that like when things slow down in the fall again and it's a little bit more of a chill vibe, you can be like, I really felt like I summered this year. And that can look however you want it to look. Like, I fucking hate the beach. I'm not going to the beach this summer. That's okay. I can drive around and get ice cream instead. You know, like it can be whatever you want it to be. But I think allowing our inner children to sort of call the shots this summer is a really healing option that I plan to fully lean into and that I wanted to share with you. So take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But like, life is fucking hard. The world is on fire. Everything is a shitstorm. So like, let yourself sleep in. Let yourself do things that your inner child would have loved. Like I'm planning on getting my nails done soon, and I want to get just like a fun, colorful, loud manicure that my inner child would be like, oh my God, that is so fucking fire. Those are like Spice Girl nails. Like I want to do shit like that while also getting Botox because I am at the end of the day a woman in my 30s, you know? So I just want to offer that, and I hope that it's inspiring. And yeah, I just want to, like, my mantra for this summer is that, like, my only job is fun. You know how, like, Barbie's job is, like, or, like, Ken's job is beach and Barbie's job is whatever? Your job this summer is fun. I want to offer that to you so that if you're, like, beating yourself up about, like, sleeping late or not getting something done because instead you did something that seemed more fun, just remember your job this summer is fun. And that's okay. Just because we're adults doesn't mean we don't get to have fun. Doesn't mean we don't get to be silly and impractical and just do shit for the hell of doing it. Like, let's just bring that back, okay? And I feel like that is the spirit of summer, and it's the perfect time to lean the fuck in. Speaking of being nostalgic and millennial, I feel like my only way to segue is I go, speaking of, and then something that like I barely even said, but in the spirit of being millennial and honoring my inner child, I mentioned that jelly sandals are in, which I did not think I would say, that like jellies are very much in, but like reimagined. Specifically, the Row made jelly shoes. They're almost like flats that sit kind of high up on your foot. I didn't even look how much the Row ones were because like I think love and light to Mary Kate and Ashley. Again, I'm a millennial. I love them. But like the Rose shoes are just something that I don't think I'll ever be able to rationalize. So that being said, they made these jelly flats. And my boy Steve Madden is getting his fucking flowers. I've been obsessed with Steve Madden since childhood. I never stopped buying Steve Madden. I literally live, laugh, love me some Steve Madden. And he did an interview on a podcast called, I believe, The Cutting Room Floor. And he was like super likable and awesome and was basically just like, yeah, like I want to bring affordable, cute shoes to the girlies. And he did like Prison Time. He's iconic. So anyway, he did a dupe of the Row jellies for $59.95. Okay, the price is right. And I got a pair. I got the green. They're on the way. I will report back, but I'm so excited because, again, in the spirit of honoring my inner child, I said I'm going to get some loud, fun, bright colored shoes that make me happy because the practical adult in my brain is like, just get black, just get simple, just don't get anything you don't need. In the last week, because there were so many Memorial Day weekend sales, I got those Steve Madden shoes, and then I got a pair of like mint green sandals that like were embellished with like sparkles. And I'm like, these shoes are so fucking fun. They're so 90s. They like are like fixing something within me, like curing something within me. And I can't wait to like look down at my feet this summer, bunions and all, and just say, look at these fucking cute shoes. So excited. Another summer topic that I want to dive into really quick is that last Friday, I had a lot of plans going into the holiday weekend, which I don't always. And the last few weeks have been like really exhausting because like I had my sister in town. We did the music festival. Then I had a work trip. Like it's just been a lot. And I was going into this holiday weekend, the Memorial Day weekend, with this like sense of dread, knowing that like a lot of people in LA like go out of town for Memorial Day weekend. And like, was I going to have enough to do? And like, was I going to feel like I filled my social cup the way I wanted it to? But I was also really tired. And like, would I have time to do it all? And what would that look like? And would I feel FOMO and all these things? And I feel like that is such an under-discussed part of the summer where like, yes, like what I was saying earlier, summer is fun and it's, you're going out, you're hanging out with friends. But like, if you're in a place where you're feeling lonely, whether that's with friends, whether that's with your relationship, your job, whatever, if you're in a place where you're feeling lonely, summer can be brutal, like so fucking triggering, where you're like, everyone's going out of town. I can't afford a trip right now, or I don't have a family or friend with a lake house. Like you're watching people do all these things on social media, and it's really easy to just feel like, what the fuck am I doing? This is what I'm supposed to be doing this summer, but my summer doesn't look like that. And it makes me feel bad about myself. So I just wanted to like touch on that really quickly. I have said this for years, but I feel like summer is the New Year's Eve of seasons, where it's the culture of it is just like you're supposed to be having the most fun all the time. And everyone wants to flex how much fun they're having. So it can be really, really triggering. So I just want to say, in this spirit of honoring our inner children this summer and having fun, just remember that, like, yes, being lonely is valid. And also the internet is a lie. And also, having fun by yourself is the most powerful thing you can do. And I know that that is not a cure for loneliness, but in the spirit of main character energy, go back and listen to my How to Be the Main Character of Your Own Life episode. Taking the time to go on adventures by yourself and do things by yourself that sound fun, like, is really empowering. Like, don't wait for the invitation. Don't wait for the opportunity to present itself. Don't be afraid to be the person that, like, is the organizer. Like, if something sounds fun to you or if you're feeling lonely, ask someone to hang out. And I know that that's scary. Trust me, because this happened to me before. If you're already feeling lonely and then you ask someone to hang out and then they can't, your loneliness, like, multiplies by 10. I've been there. But, like, break the ice. Ask people to do things. If something sounds fun to you and you don't want to do it by yourself, try and organize it. Or if people can't hang out, never underestimate the power of a good book and taking yourself to, like, coffee or a drink or to dinner. Sometimes getting out of the house and spending the money is worth it for your mental, because sitting at home on your phone, scrolling and watching everyone at barbecues and on vacation or whatever the fuck is not good for you. Okay. So you have my blessing. Even baddies get the saddies, okay? In the immortal words of Joe Jonas. So you have my blessing. If at any point this summer you're feeling lonely, you're feeling FOMO, you're feeling down, A, you have my blessing to reach out to someone, even if you don't know them that well and you just think they seem fun and cool, ask them to hang out. And or B, take yourself on a me date for the sake of your mental health. It is worth it if it makes you feel happy, okay? Do you hear me? Good. Another unlock that I had recently was I had a situation where I was getting asked for plans a lot in a short period of time. And I felt like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I was like scrambling to fit in all these plans. And, like, on the heels of me being like, shit's lonely, I realize it's annoying to be like, just so many people want to do stuff with me. But it does sometimes feel like it's like feast or famine, where it's like all of a sudden everyone's available and wants to hang out. And then I'll go like months where I'm like, damn, like, where is everybody? What's everyone up to? And everyone kind of goes more like internal. I think it kind of depends on the time of year. But these last couple of months have been really, really busy. And I was getting really overwhelmed because I felt like anytime I couldn't do something with someone, I just felt like I was such an asshole. I felt like I was letting them down. I felt bad if I wasn't, like, readily available and I had to be like, yeah, can we do something in 3 weeks? And I also just felt bad being like, I don't have the bandwidth to make new plans right now. And I'm a recovering people pleaser and it's really fucking hard. And I've been left out a lot of times in my life and it's been really painful. So I never want to make someone else feel that way. And one of my friends was kind of coaching me through this. And I was like, well, I want to be someone who, like, follows through on the things that I say that I'm going to do. I don't want to be a flake. I want to be there for my people. And my friend was like, and you are there for your people. Being there for your people doesn't mean that you need to be there for everyone who just, like, wants to spend time with you and decided that they want to be close with you. Like, you get to decide who you want to be there for and you know who your closest people are. So, like, you are there for them. It's not your job to be there for everyone else who just, like, decided that they want your time. And I was like, damn, fuck. So if you're feeling overwhelmed this summer, also remember that, like, fill your own cup first, show up for your close people. And yes, like, making new friends is important and it's hard to do in your 30s, but, like, it's okay to take your time with those sorts of things. And it's okay to be like, I don't have availability right now. Like, I'll circle back when I can. Like, I think that's okay. And being there, this nebulous idea of, like, being there, I think can feel really overwhelming because it's like, what does that even mean? And it also looks different for different people. Like, I have some friends where being there is like, we pick up the phone and call each other. Other friends, like, we barely ever talk on the phone, but I see them, like, once every 6 months and we just pick up where we left off. Like, this idea of being there is different for everyone. But when you're, like, making new friends and getting to know people, I think it's really important early on to establish, like, what being there looks like for you. And then they get to choose their own adventure. They could be like, you're not available enough for me. And you're like, all right, well, I behaved authentically. So it wasn't going to work, you know, as opposed to, and I've made this mistake in the past. I've had people kind of, like, show up in the friendship and I, like, place expectations on me. And I would just, as a people pleaser, just, like, rise to the occasion, like, over and over and over, all the while like depleting my energy, exhausting myself, and living up to an expectation that is not okay for me, doesn't work for me, and that I like didn't realize I even consented to. It was just under this people-pleasing umbrella of I want to be nice and I want to show up for them, but like I was showing up in the way they wanted me to, not in an authentic way for me. So remember that being there for your people looks different for everyone. You don't owe anyone the time or energy that they have projected onto you. Does that make sense? All you can do is show up authentically as yourself, and the people who stay and who vibe with it are going to vibe with it, and the people who don't, that's okay. It's like dating. It just wasn't going to work. So take that pressure off yourself this summer. Again, your job is fun. Your job is to be there for the people in your life, but your job is not to like fulfill every summer dream that everyone you talk to has. If they're like, I want to go do this thing with you. If you can't do it, you can't do it. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know if I'm explaining myself like a normal human being right now, so sorry. Okay, and then in closing, we're going to wrap up with grow up. I have 2 this week. 1, speaking of toxic body thoughts, just to bring it full circle, I think very thin women, especially in the summer, posing with junk food on Instagram is very immature and very 2015 Pinterest to be like Olivia Culpo, like, look at me in this big slice of pizza. It's so triggering. It really bothers me. Grow up. Grow up. And then my other one is when you're at a workout class. This is like kind of niche, but I don't know, maybe it will resonate. When you're at a workout class and you like sign up for a spot and then you accidentally go to the wrong spot and someone shows up and they look at you like, they look at you like you murdered their dog just because you like accidentally went to the wrong treadmill. And it's like, oh my God, grow up. Calm down. It's going to be okay. I made a mistake. I'm a human being. Allow me to take a step back. Here's your treadmill. It's going to be okay. You know, like grow up. If someone's accidentally at your spot at the gym, don't look at them like they just killed your dog. Don't look at them like they like have like an axe through the back of their head. Just say, excuse me, I think that was my spot. Like a fucking normal person. Grow up. Okay, everyone, that is it for me. Keep an ear out next week because we have another very exciting guest coming on. By the way, thank you for all your feedback on the divorce episode, Children of Divorce with Zach and Sloan. They're awesome. Check me out on Bitches Better. I was on that last week. And keep an eye out because I have some more podcast appearances that I think you'll be excited about coming up soon, and I will make sure that you know about them. If you love the show, leave it a rating and a review. Send this episode to a friend. Comment on Spotify. Comment on YouTube. Follow me at Hannah Aaron Brown on all platforms. And thank you all so much for listening. Remember, in the immortal words of Joe Jonas, even baddies get the saddies. And I'm here for you. I love y'all. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you soon. Bye.